that's for sure.
Even to the middle of the infield, it doesn't seem like it ever works. Scope swings and misses, and that was a softly hit ball to shortstop. Shortstop maybe a step behind the infield grass, but Castro, you're right. He got a great jump.
Looked like he cheated a little bit and went down the line. Yeah, absolutely. Never seen that free fall.
That's great base running, aggressive base running. Jonathan Scope takes a pitch up and in. 2-0 Tigers in the first. Same thing they did on opening day, so they've now scored more runs in this inning than they had in their previous 3 games against Zach Plesac in 17 2/3 innings. The 1-1. Swinging a little soft tap foul. They're going to make him throw some pitches here in the first.
Really go back to that base on balls by Candy. I mean, you know, you and I have watched this guy pitch. You know he doesn't walk anybody. And to walk him on 4 pitches? Are you kidding me?
Willie Castro falls behind 1-2. Knocks the count to 3-2. 7th pitch of the at-bat. A triple deep to left center. They were shading him that way. Upright stance for Scope. Slightly open. The 1-2 pitch. Swinging a tap foul. Boy, he's battling. Battling. Sliders down and away.
And you know what? That's frustration on the opposing pitcher. You're able to take those pitches and foul off tough pitches. That really works in the mind of the opposing pitcher. I don't care how good you are. You're thinking that. What did I tell you about thinking, Dan?
Best not to.
Not to. Yeah, you got to think it out there, baby.
24th pitch of the inning for Zach Plesac. Quick step back to the left foot, lifts the leg, drives to home plate, the 1-2, soft tapper back to the mound. Fielded by Plesac, a run toward first, easy lob to Bowers. On the bag with his left foot, makes the grab. Tigers score 2. Walk, triple, bounce out combination. We go to the second inning in Detroit. 2-0 Tigers over the Indians on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Small businesses are the backbone of our community. During these challenging times, they need our support to help them rise again. That's why Comerica Bank is donating this commercial to local businesses. Bosco and Root Law Firm, transactional law firm of West Bloomfield, practices primarily estate planning, probate, and real estate law. We're dedicated to providing comprehensive legal services to Greater Metro Detroit. Call 248-702-5070. Comerica is also proud to support D&H Property Management. For all your residential property management needs, call D&H Property Management, the best managers in the Detroit area since 1985 at 248-880-9133. That's D&H Property Management at 248-880-9133. To learn more, visit the Comerica Business Directory at comerica.com/directory and shop local businesses in our community. Your support matters. Together, we can help Michigan businesses rise. Comerica Bank, member FDIC, equal opportunity lender.
Wherever your family calls home, Blue Cross is here for you. By supporting and building healthy communities in every zip code, we're providing a healthier future for all of Michigan. For 81 years, we've kept this promise to help strengthen our neighbors, to stand by their side during the moments they need us most. We're here for it all, and always will be. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Confidence comes with every card. To learn more, visit hereforitall.com.
From the biggest of big games to the littlest of the little, whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams around the Midwest. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
Establish his value. The guy who bet on himself when he signed a minor 2-1, it became a wipeout pitch for him.
Well, you bring up a good point because the wise old manager told you and me not long ago that beware of older players in spring training and September call-ups.
Yeah, it's a tough time to judge guys, but the velocity was definitely there. The 2-1. Swinging a tap foul. His average fastball, its peak in Atlanta was 91. When he'd fallen to 89, now he was consistently 91, 92, occasionally 93 in spring training. That certainly suggests that all that work he did to strengthen his shoulder paid off. And the swings and misses were in evidence. He felt like the slider was as good as it had been since his All-Star year back in 2016, and that's saying a lot.
It is saying a lot, and again, you need those secondary pitches, or really first pitches.
Swinging a foul over the screen, Eddie Rosario, one of the new Cleveland Indians. Again, this is an offense that was right at the bottom of the American League last year. It was not a good offense.
I don't see it's going to be much different.
And they subtracted Carlos Santana, who had an off year after a career year. He's with Kansas City now. And they subtracted, of course, Francisco Lindor. Rosario hangs out over the plate. The 2-2 swing and a little foul off the glove. The catcher Ramos, slider from Julio Teheran. Tiger shift 3 to the right. Infield shifts a little bit on Rosario too. What a steady run producer this guy is. You know what you're going to get with Julio Teheran with Eddie Rosario year in and year out. 25 to 30 home runs. He'll hit around 280, 290. Not going to walk a whole lot. Doesn't swing and miss much either. He does definitely hang out over the plate. The 2-2. Swinging a foul again off of Ramos. He's going to see at least 8 pitches in this trip to the plate.
Think about him, he'll be there every day. Comes to play, but it looks different in this uniform. We've seen him so many years with the Twins.
The blue and gray for the road uniform actually remind you of the Twins a little bit, right?
A little bit, yeah. Maybe that'll make you feel at home.
Rosario stepped out. That ball glanced off. Ramos knocked his mask off, then glanced off his left shoulder. Teheran settles in. First base side of the rubber. 6'2", 31-year-old native of Colombia. Works from the stretch. The 2-2. Swinging a fly ball. Right field deep. Trouble, and that ball is gone. A home run. That's Eddie Rosario. First of the year. Tigers lead cut to 2-1 here in the second.
That's called a hanging fastball right there, everybody. We're talking about in his happy zone. Knew right away it was gone. He'd like to have that pitch back. I thought he was trying to come inside. Stayed out over the plate, and well, he didn't miss it.
That's what he will add to this Indians lineup. It's a lefty-loaded lineup. Indians always, under Terry Francona, seem to have the two-way edge more than just about any other team because they always have a bunch of switch hitters. So today, with 4 lefties and 2 switch hitters, they have a total of 7 or 6 left-handed bats in this lineup. I think it's 7 in this lineup with 5 lefties and 2 switch hitters.
Yeah, they're going to need it because I think it's going to be a tough year. I really do.
Franmil Reyes is certainly one of the threats. 3-4-5 is pretty good. Ramirez, Rosario, Reyes. Upright stance, slightly close for this big righty. The 1-0. Swinging a tap foul. I thought Daniel Lewis, Jim, in that big situation the other day, got him out with a changeup. It was actually a fastball in on the hands of Franmil Reyes that induced the weak double play grounder to end the 8th.
You know, he's the type of hitter, in my opinion, likes to extend. In other words, most power hitters like to extend. If you can tie him up inside with good stuff, but you can't miss inside. But you have to play just a little bit.
You better not miss. Swing and a miss, and there's the slider. And this is a pitchable power hitter. Tigers just haven't been able to, in the last 2 years since he came over from San Diego, figure out a way to consistently get him out.
Well, he can hit as far as anybody.
Tigers don't shift on him. Jones in center, shaped a few steps toward right center. Kind of a hazy sunshine at the moment. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Whoa, he dispatched him with a sharp, late-breaking slider, the second strikeout for Eddie Rosario.
We're talking about
Julio Teheran.
Yeah, perfect pitch. There it was. low and away, looked like it's going to be on the plate that last split second. Goodbye. No way you're going to catch up to it. That's a big league pitch right there.
There was a game this spring where Tyrone and Dunedin gave up an early home run to the Blue Jays. First batter of the game. It was a swing and a pop-up off the bat of Josh Naylor, shallow left field, over and in Robbie Grossman. He'll make the easy grab as he calls off Willie Castro in shallow left. 2 outs after the home run. And Jimmy just said that was a veteran pitcher. Gives up a home run. I said, okay, I'm still going to come right at you.
Right.
He just shrugs it off. And again, these are the learning steps for the young pitchers who are still trying to figure out how to bounce back after giving up a home run or a big hit.
Well, in this day and age, you're going to give up home runs. That's just the way it is. I mean, we all know about the ball and so forth, but you're going to give up home runs. That's normally, okay, that's a hit. All right, now we move on.
So that's what really stood out. And again, there's going to be great value in having this guy on your staff. Fastball to Jake Bauers, who again, one of 7 left-handed bats, 5 true lefties, and 2 switch hitters in this lineup for Terry Francona today. And good to see Terry Francona in that Indians dugout.
It's good to see one of the best in the business, Terry Francona.
I hope this usually wasn't around a whole lot last year. Swinging a pop-up by second base. The wind will carry this. Well, Willie Castro will call off Candelario. And really, I had that ball. Castro makes the catch to the left of second base, and there it is. He bounces back after the home run. A 1-2-3 inning after the home run by Rosario. We're at the bottom of the second inning in Detroit. 2-1 Tigers over the Indians. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. During these challenging times, they need our support to help them rise again. That's why Comerica Bank is donating this commercial to local businesses.
Event Bliss and Gifts Lifestyle Store is perfect for every aspect of your ever-changing life. Find apparel, baby, bridal, handbags, jewelry, home accents, stationery, and amazing custom gifts. Visit eventblissgifts.com.
Comerica is also proud to support
Svenska Cafe. Did you know only 15% of coffee beans sold worldwide are specialty beans? Svenska Cafe serves organic specialty coffee, pastries, salads, soups, and sandwiches. Visit us at 930 East Maple Road in Birmingham.
To learn more, visit the Comerica Business Directory at comerica.com/directory and shop local businesses in our community. Your support matters. Together, we can help Michigan businesses rise. Comerica Bank, member FDIC, equal opportunity lender.
Summertime's great, but just because the temps are high doesn't mean your energy bill has to be. Take some simple, low-cost tips from DTE, like changing your air filter every 3 months to make sure your HVAC system isn't wasting energy, or install and properly set a programmable thermostat to save about $180 a year. You can keep the family cool and keep your energy bill low. For more tips, head to dteenergy.com/saveenergy. DTE.
Presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Download the DraftKings app and use code STEEL to get on the action.
Tigers lead, bottom of the second inning. Dan Dickerson and Jim Price from Comerica Park in downtown Detroit. So glad to have you along. So glad to have the season starting on time. Whole team got vaccinated after opening day. Got the Johnson & Johnson one-shot vaccine. Majority of the team, it sounded like it wasn't everybody, but the majority of the team, again, the standard for Major League Baseball to relax the protocols on the road is 85%. We don't know what the number was. There's a strike. But we just feel a lot better after that weekend series between the Nationals and Mets got
Sure do.
postponed because of COVID. Teams are getting vaccinated. There's a pitch low and away to Mazzaro, 1-1 and it's just a better feeling going into this season as everybody gets vaccinated that we're going to have a full season without a lot of interruptions.
That would be wonderful.
The 1-1 to Mazzaro, swinging a foul on the ground past the Tigers dugout down the third base line. Time for dollars on deck. If Wilson Ramos gets a hit this inning, Northfield Lumber will donate to Detroit Blightbusters, helping to revitalize Detroit's neighborhoods. Northfield Lumber, Michigan's oldest business and largest Trex decking dealer. Home run from Rosario has cut the Tigers lead to 2-1. The 1-2 pitch. Strike 3. Frozen with a fastball bottom part of the strike zone. Mazzaro 0 for 4 on opening day, strikes out in a called third.
Looks about a perfect pitch. There it was.
always talk about the run prevention philosophy of Terry Francona, and it involves not just pitching, but pitching and defense. And it's not just because they've had the same guys through the years. They've had a lot of different names in that rotation.
Yes, they have.
And defensively. But they pair it together. There's a strike on the outside corner to Ramos as he starts him off with a slider. They pair the two together to every year be right in that 640 to 660 runs allowed range. That's a really low number, and it's why they're in the thick of things every single year. Swinging a foul out of play down the right field line. It's a way of playing baseball. Catcher's interference. How about that? Wow. Don't see that very often.
Sure don't.
Foul out of play, and then you saw Ramos reach down, take off his shin guard, and trot down to first. And the catcher, Perez, had his hands behind his back like, doggone it. This shouldn't happen.
That's interesting, yeah. That's interesting. Especially on a day like today. You know, when you call certain pitches, sometimes you lean a little bit forward. I don't know if you did that or not. But, I mean, he's the best in business.
He made big contact with that glove.
I mean,
Isn't that weird? A Gold Glover,
the best. He's
all
the
of a
best.
sudden,
Yeah.
sticks his glove too far.
But it happens. It really does.
No way to explain it.
No, you can't. I'm going to tell you about catchers. Almost all of them are very smart.
Nico Goodrum at the plate, and he takes a fastball for a strike. But going back to Cleveland and their pitcher development, Jim, this is really, I mean, a remarkable pitching development factory starting in the lower minor leagues. The top three pitchers in this rotation right now were all drafted in the same year. And the best of the bunch was drafted in the 4th round. And then you have this young man on the mound, Zach Plesac, drafted in the 12th round. So Savali, Bieber, and this young man on the mound today, Zach Plesac, all drafted in the same draft in 2016. And they are now 1, 2, 3 in the rotation for the Cleveland
You don't hear
Indians.
about that very often.
That's incredible. Pitch off the plate away. And in many ways, you could argue that this is what A.J. Hinch wants his team to become. A team that battles for every 90 feet
Right.
on the offensive side of things and doesn't give away 90 feet defensively, because the Indians have excelled at that every year
The best.
under Terry Francona. The 2-1, check swing foul. The point that A.J. makes over and over, we have to be able to win games other than just by bombing the ball. We're not going to bomb the ball.
No.
And even when you do have those guys who can bomb the ball, you still have to be able to win games in other ways other than by bombing the ball. And its Houston teams did that with all the power they had. They could win a game by just manufacturing and running the late innings because of their aggressive base running of their situational hitting.
That's right. And the Tigers, so I think you'll see that.
So 2-1, Nico Goodrum still has a swing and miss problem from the left side, and he swings and misses at the 2-2 and strikes out.
A little tardy there.
It's, I know Nico's been working on it. And we certainly talked about it last year down the stretch. It got worse and worse. He's probably tired of talking about it. I'm sure he is. AJ's probably tired of talking about it, but he didn't improve much in the spring. He struck out 19 times in 50 plate appearances, mostly from the left side.
Well, mentally, I mean, he's got to be whipped.
It's got to be really, really tough right now.
Man.
If he closes that hole just a little bit, he makes a little more contact,
Put the ball in play.
he's going to be an extremely valuable piece. Swinging a tap foul off the bat of Jacoby Jones. He'll be a very valuable piece for manager A.J. Hinch this year. He really will, because of his ability to play 7 positions.
You know, and you put the tag on as a switch hitter. If he can improve that a little bit, that's golden.
Jacoby Jones at the plate, 1 for 3, big RBI double in game 1, opening day. That was the difference in the game. Plesac sets, holds it at the belt to strike 1. Swing and a tap foul right at home plate. Lots of sliders. He noticeably used his fastball a lot less last year than he had the year before. Bumped up the use of his slider and changeup.
I think you always have to remember, from a hitter's standpoint, a good slider is even good in the strike zone. It doesn't have to be perfect on the corner just right. A good breaking ball in the strike zone is at times just as tough, maybe tougher.
Ramos, a runner at first, reached on catcher's interference, so that is an error. And the Gold Glover Perez, second baseman Hernandez shades Jones up the middle, shortstop Jimenez shades toward the hole. Jones waiting, the 0-2. Up and away. Goes to the slider that's high and outside. So how good were those two pitches last year that he threw basically half the time? Change-up slider. In the plate appearances, it ended with the slider opponents were 4 for 58. 4 for 58.
You can't make that up.
And only slightly better against the changeup. They were 6 for 48.
Amazing.
The 1-2. Swinging a high foul out of play. That's utter dominance with two pitches, and that's why he throws them a lot more than he used to. More than he did his first year in the major leagues.
He may throw more this year.
That's right. It's not a bad fastball either.
Nope, no, it's not. And of course, when you have that, as we call them, so-called secondary pitches, as good as they are, that makes the fastball that much better. Fastball, secondary pitch.
Jacoby Jones making him work. He's going to see at least 5 pitches. Count still 1-2. The pitch. A bit low. Stayed with the slider down and away. Looking forward to seeing Jacoby stay healthy for an entire year. 2 seasons in a row ended being hit by a pitch. Broken bone in his hand, broken bone in his wrist. Rest the bat on that right shoulder, very compact swing. The 2-2 in the dirt. This is a good at bat for Jacoby Jones. He's going to force Plesac to throw these 7 pitches. He went with a curveball in the 2-2.
Surprised me there. I saw it, yes.
So 3-2. That loosens up the base runner Ramos from first. Jacoby is a much improved hitter. Last part of 2019, combine that with 2020. Last 100 games have been very productive and a big boost from where he'd been. Still kind of low walk, high strikeout. Waiting on the 3-2. On the way, Ramos takes off. High fly ball, left field, not deep. Rosario in a couple of steps to his right, makes the catch, just missed it. Jones flies out. Tigers get a base runner on an error and no more. We head to the 3rd in Detroit. 2-1 Tigers after 2 on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
From the biggest of big games to the littlest of the little. Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street, you're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
United Wholesale Mortgage is the fastest growing company in Metro Detroit, and they're on the lookout for unique individuals like you to join their team. They've got paid training and openings for people at every age and every stage of their career. No previous mortgage experience needed. Plus, UWM is one of Crane's coolest places to work and one of Fortune Magazine's best workplaces for millennials. So join the team at United Wholesale Mortgage and be you here. Apply today at UWMcareers.com.
PointsBet understands that in sports it pays to be fast. Download the PointsBet app now and use code Tigers to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. Sports is speed, and luckily your sportsbook can keep up. When you bet with PointsBet, an official sports betting partner of the Detroit Tigers, you get faster bets, faster withdrawals, and faster rewards at your fingertips. Download the app now to experience Michigan's premium sportsbook for yourself. And don't forget to sign up with code Tigers to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. Time is money, and it pays to be fast. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117.
It's a whole new season full of pests. If you're the pest problem, Rose is the solution. Call Rose at 800-966-ROSE or go to rosepestsolutions.com.
Third inning in Detroit. Beautifully sunny skies. Starting to warm up just a little bit. Stubbornly in the mid-40s. As we began this day, I kept trying to open the window because I had to select the fresh air and it was freezing in here.
Well, it's really getting
51 degrees. Third inning brought to you by Northwell Lumber, the official lumber yard of the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Julio Teheran gave up an Eddie Rosario home run in the 2nd inning. Otherwise, he's retired the other 6 Indians batters he's faced. 24 pitches in 2 innings and 20 strikes. And it's strike 1 to Roberto Perez. I'd like to see the Tigers get Roberto Perez. He's actually had quite a bit of success. Even last year in a terrible year, he still was drawing walks
He was.
against Tigers pitchers. 2 walks and a home run on opening day. Strike 1. Fastball in the middle of the plate. Right is Roberto Perez.
Dan, that late movement is something really good. That is a very good sign. Early movement, Dan.
Great for the hitter.
Thank you.
Perez knees flex, bends at the waist toward the plate, extends the hands away from the right shoulder as he cocks the bat over it, tucks the left shoulder in. Check swing, peel down to first. He did not go. That's a sharp late breaking slider.
Dan, that's a good combination. But when you have that movement with the fastball and the slider, also with that late movement, boy, it's a lot for the hitters to worry about.
Outfield shifts to the right on Perez. Jones in center shades toward right center. Grossman in left shades a little bit toward left center. The 1-2. Swinging a foul out of play. Lance Barksdale is our home plate umpire today. Ryan Wills at first. Will Little at second. Greg Gibson, the crew chief, is today's third base umpire. Grossman in left had that one terrible year defensively, at least by the numbers with Minnesota. And you look at all the other years he's been in the major leagues.